Child, it looks like this entire Angela White Christian image that Blac Chyna been putting on these last few months is just a lie. Because Megan Thee Stallion just stepped into the chat and exposed her for sending suspect girls out to Dubai to sleep with questionable men against their will. Y'all, 2024 has been a mess from the start, and it looks like it's gonna end even messier. I never would have thought we'd seen the day that Megan would expose Blac Chyna, aka Angela White, but here we are, y'all. One of Chyna's alleged victims, who's been trying to drag her to court for sex since 2022, mind you, also came out and made it clear she is not letting up on Chyna till she goes to jail for what she did to her. Apparently, this nasty business is what Chyna has been indulging in because them child support checks from Rob Kardashian and Tyga just ain't cutting it. This entire mess dates back to 2022, when a TikToker who goes by the name Ava Louise put out a 2-minute-long video exposing Chyna for allegedly attempting to trap her in a house and forcing her into indulging in non-consensual erratic activities. In the court documents obtained by TMZ, Ava claims that Chyna had invited her to her house in LA at 4 a.m. under the guise of discussing some music collaboration. After she got there and started talking to Chyna, she realized this had nothing to do with music, like Chyna had claimed. She was basically getting set up for an alleged freak-off session with creepy older men and wanted no parts. Now, Ava claims Chyna repeatedly asked her if she was trans and if she ever worked as and she said no. But when she told Chyna this, everybody who Chyna was on FaceTime with laughed and said, "You are now." What's even more crazy is that Ava says she felt intimidated and scared because when her Uber came to pick her up, Chyna pulled her into the bathroom and shut the door and manipulated her into staying. Ava says 2 men were posted outside the bathroom door and she was only able to leave once Chyna became overly intoxicated. And before y'all start saying where the receipts at, Ava did not fall in that department because she pulled out transcripts of her text with Chyna that she had submitted to the feds once she was able to escape out of Chyna's house.
I don't have time to go into the details, but Chyna and I met on Instagram. As you can see, we were DMing. I ended up sending her my number. She FaceTimed me at 3 a.m. LA time. My best friend, Alex Marker, was on the FaceTime call as well. As you can see, Blac Chyna follows my best friend, Alex Marker, on Instagram. So while Chyna was FaceTiming with me and Alex, she invited me over to her house at 4 a.m. In hindsight, going to Blac Chyna's house at 4 a.m. was probably stupid, but I'm me, I love a good adventure, and come on, who's gonna turn down going to Blac Chyna's house and meeting Dream Kardashian? Long story short, I get there, I have to sign an NDA, but this NDA was unlike any other NDA I've ever signed in my life. I had to put down all kinds of identifying features about myself on this NDA, like my eye color, my hair color, my height, what I was wearing. I was like, okay, this is really strange. Right after I signed the NDA is when Chyna very intimidatingly said, "All the stories you read about me kidnapping people are true." Now, I've never seen any stories about Chyna kidnapping people. I read them after this happened to me. I got a gut feeling I was in danger, but there was nothing I could do because I was in a gated home. I couldn't unlock the gate and get out. This is the only photo I have from inside Chyna's house. It was in her guest house, like a sign. My phone was on 3% and she wouldn't let me charge it, so there was really nothing I could do. I was really screwed. For 6 hours, Chyna held me hostage. She drank an entire bottle of Casamigos in front of me. She wouldn't let me be alone. Every time she had to use the bathroom, she would make me go into the bathroom with her. She took in front of me. She forced me to take a wet towel and wipe off all of my makeup. She was doing weird things all night, like comparing our hand sizes and trying on my shoes. She kept telling me that I had to stay until 10 a.m. because that's when Dream was going to be out of the home, and she was going to go crazy on me at 10 a.m. She kept saying things like that. I really didn't know what was going on. She kept saying things like, "I'll be honest with you about what's going on here once you're honest with me." At about 9:45 a.m., Chyna FaceTimed some woman named Donna, who told me she was in the industry on FaceTime. And
once these allegations hit the internet, a lot of people believed it, and they brought up the fact that Chyna was allegedly going around recruiting girls from nightclubs and sliding into random girls' DMs to tell them how pretty they are and how she wants to meet up with them. One person said, "I believe her. This is not the first time. She scouts young girls at clubs also. Remember the girl at the hotel and Chyna didn't let her leave before? Ask any of the bottle girls or bartender girls in LA. They know never ever take any drinks with her or go party with her." Another person said, "I think I believe these allegations because I saw once on my Instagram that Blac Chyna had viewed my IG story, which made absolutely no sense at all. I am a nobody, but I think she saw my profile pic and got intrigued as if I was young and pretty." Blac Chyna immediately went into damage control mode and denied everything. She denied ever kidnapping or trying to Ava. She claimed that the allegations that Ava were making were a desperate attempt to boost her following. According to TMZ, Chyna's lawyer sent Ava a cease and desist so she would stop speaking on her. In the legal letter, Chyna claimed that everything Ava said was false, extreme, and outrageous. Now that cease and desist may have worked for a little bit, but it recently expired, and Ava jumped right back on TikTok to give us an update on what's going on. In her follow-up videos, she said the reason why Chyna specifically comes for young impressionable girls like her with the social media following is because she knows when they come out to reveal what they went through, they'll automatically get shut down and not believed at all because people already have a preconceived notion about them. She also showed multiple screenshots of what some of the women that Chyna had allegedly also been trying to and she was basically encouraging them to come forward.
Works to people's advantage because when I did come forward, a lot of people didn't believe me. If you do your research on crimes like this, many of the victims are homeless, addicts, they're trying to gain something. It's not like these women just get kidnapped off the street and forced into it, they're grouped into it. People pick women that no one will believe. In the court of public opinion, you know, someone's not going to believe the drug addict, drunk woman or the woman with the bad clout chasey reputation. You know, they're going to believe the person who did the crime. If you look at the Diddy cases, like so many of these people were introduced to him because they were trying to get a leg up in the music industry. It's very, very scary. It was hard for me to come on the internet and tell you guys this story, but last time I did, it actually helped a lot of women, and a lot of women ended up messaging me with very similar stories about her. The one woman even sent me proof of everything, and like the way Chyna was texting her was extremely similar to how I was being texted. Chyna was calling her her new little sis. Their stories are not my story to tell. To the women watching these videos, if you went through something similar, whether it was with Chyna or any celebrity, anyone, be brave. Be brave and tell it. If I can do it, you can do it too. I think I am going to take a little break from the lore videos for a couple of days because this was hard to tell. And I do not know what is going to happen to me because I spoke out again. In a couple of days, I'll be back with part 65 because my self-destruction really did not end here. I hated myself after this. I was so deeply ashamed. I was so angry at myself for putting myself in this situation. I hated the way I looked. You know, I was scared that I looked like a man and she thought I was transgender because I was ugly. It was just so hard for me to deal with. I spiraled into such a deep depression. I ended up gaining 40 pounds. I dated the wrong people. I just made stupid choices. I didn't learn to love myself until 2023. But the story doesn't end here. I will hopefully be back in a few days.
Now this where things get real messy because Megan Thee Stallion actually ended up commenting a bunch of emojis on Ava's TikTok videos showing her support. This was obviously not on nobody's bingo card because Meg and Chyna ain't got no type of relationship of any kind. So it was surprising to see her talk more about knowing Chyna's illegal victims and encouraging those victims to speak out. But in fact, Ava caught wind of the comment and she made a whole video thanking Megan for supporting her. She also said Meg should come out with whatever information she had on Chyna because if she's confident enough to make public statements, then that means she knows something the rest of us don't.
I am doing this series called My Lore on TikTok where I'm just like deep diving my entire life story and explaining like my actions and things I went through. I was taking a break from the series for a couple of days because I just got to the part in like my life story where I reported Blac Chyna to the LAPD and FBI because I think she was trying to trap me. And I saw Megan Thee Stallion commented on one of my videos about her. Megan, I was always on your side during the Tory Lanez thing. Like, I am so happy you're okay. I always believed you. If you have information about what Chyna's doing and stuff, please speak out. I was very shocked to see you commented, but I feel like you did for a reason.
What's even crazier is that Meg hasn't bothered to come out and deny these allegations or anything like that, which means she's probably the one who made the comment. By this time, her PR team should have already started using the tired excuse about her apparently getting hacked, cough cough, Miss Tina knows. But she hasn't even bothered to come out and clarify nothing. Not only that, but Chyna also didn't react to Megan's comment. However, she wasted no time in sending that cease and desist to Ava when she made them claims. It's not gonna be long before Tokyo Tony steps into the chat and starts dragging Meg for filth. Y'all already know how she gets down when somebody coming for her daughter. As usual, people had their own thoughts about this. Like this person who said, y'all remember a few years ago when Chyna and her friends were holding a girl in their hotel room hostage and wouldn't let her out even though she was crying, screaming, and her friends weren't able to bust the door? Then, when they opened the door, they only let her go because her friends was recording, but they were obviously lit on something. That was horrible, G. That video just got erased from the internet. Tokyo Tony about to go on the most unhinged rant for a week, cussing Meg out. Another person said, this post is actually addressing the issue that the young lady was talking about. Rather, most want to talk about Meg. It's weird how something is right in our faces, but we choose to ignore. Pay attention when others telling a story. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all really think about Chyna allegedly trafficking these girls? And what do y'all think about Meg Thee Stallion supporting Ava's claims? Y'all been knew what to do? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.